Have you ever found yourself in life's profound twilight, the shadows stretching unforgivingly before you? In that moment, do you beg the vanished sun to return, or do you instinctively seek a different light, a softer, more mysterious glow, born from the very heart of the night itself? This, friends, is not just about celestial bodies, but a deep question about our human journey, our relationships, and the two fundamental paths we face when darkness inevitably descends. Today, let us explore a truth that might revolutionize how you see every soul in your life. Often, the myriad problems that besiege us, though seemingly boundless in their complexity, frequently resolve into just two fundamental categories. The first comprises those demanding tangible recourse, scenarios where we are compelled to take clear, unambiguous steps. Envision a leaky roof, a shattered heirloom, or the sudden onset of illness. Here, our response is immediate and direct. We mend the roof, repair the broken object, or seek medical intervention. These are calls to action, to execution, to physical engagement. The solution emerges from our capacity to rectify, alter, or construct something external to ourselves. The second category, however, is resolved solely through the crucible of comprehension. These are troubles born not of external circumstance, but of the very architecture of our internal perspectives and mental frameworks. Perhaps it is this latter type that accounts for the majority of our afflictions. They are inextricably linked to how we apprehend the world, to the very warp and weft of our thoughts and convictions. Even if we are not the genesis of the problem, our attitude, our response to it, profoundly dictates its magnitude and persistence. And so in this discourse, we shall endeavor to plumb the depths of one such dilemma, a torment from which we might liberate ourselves through the sheer power of insight. We, humans, are social beings, creatures not forged for solitary existence. Our intricate web of relationships with others holds paramount importance. From the solitude of individual life to the grand design of societal order, the very continuum of human existence is predicated upon our interactions. The unbreakable bonds of family, the steadfast alliances of friendship, the collaborative dance of colleagues, and the cohesive threads of community, all these forge our identities, shape our characters, and orchestrate the very direction of our lives. We flourish, learn, and transform through the conduit of human interaction. Consequently, an unyielding endeavor to maintain equilibrium within our relationships is a constant pursuit. Yet, despite our most fervent efforts, this delicate balance frequently tilts beyond our command. This, indeed, is the inexorable rhythm of life. Not everything falls within the ambit of our control. At times, our interactions with others become a crucible of injustice. They wound us, or strip us bare of all we possess. In such moments, in a desperate bid to glean wisdom from our losses, from the seemingly unjust relational scars we bear, and to safeguard our future encounters for our sole benefit, we risk a terrifying metamorphosis, from the essence of humanity to something more primal, more feral. Here, the very pilasters of our humanity shudder and crumble, threatening to give way. This foreshadows a perilous descent, away from our innate kindness, our boundless compassion, and our very humanity, fostering instead a virulent strain of selfishness, avarice, and brutish instinct. This, without question, stands as the supreme test of humanity in this epoch. There exists no temporal or spatial vacuum in which humanity exists untethered from human connection. This truth we must internalize with absolute clarity. We are the sum of our experiences, made possible by the very presence of others. Were these individuals absent, our potential existence remains a chilling, unfathomable void. Every lesson learned, every skill acquired in our nascent years, flowed through the channel of human interaction. The very blueprint of human identity is etched and illuminated within the dynamic interplay of human relationships. Whether through benevolence or malevolence, through constructive engagement or destructive friction, our connections with others demonstrably forge us and fracture us. Thus, whether by design or default, others occupy a place of indescribable gravitas within the tapestry of our lives. The very lens through which we perceive these individuals plays an innovative role in determining our collective destinies, our own, theirs, and the world's at large. Global harmony or discord, in turn, is predicated upon the mutual regard and interactions among people. Each person's disposition towards another, the actions they undertake, and the reactions they elicit exert a profound influence on our shared existence. We too bear witness to, or have personally endured, numerous narratives that corroborate this truth. For some, humanity is universally benevolent. For others, it is inherently malevolent or treacherous. These perspectives are deeply rooted in individual experiences. Those who have navigated predominantly positive life currents tend to harbor an unwavering faith in human kindness and trustworthiness, thereby viewing the world through an optimistic lens. Conversely, individuals repeatedly scarred by betrayal or injury may find their faith in humanity eroded, leading to a cynical worldview. Those who dwell in the abyssal depths of mistrust, convinced of an absence of genuine understanding, often cultivate an exaggerated sense of self-reliance. This instinctive, overwhelming impulse for self-preservation, when pushed to its extremes, can metastasize into a blatant disregard for the rights and well-being of others, even culminating in their exploitation. When such a mindset proliferates within the social fabric, it undeniably contributes to the escalating divisions and injustices we observe. It seems the world has arrived at its current turbulent state, in part through the insidious influence of such perspectives. It is a common, though often misleading, assumption that the treatment we receive from others, both beneficial and detrimental, mirrors our own actions towards them. However, there exist circumstances where this understanding utterly fails to provide a coherent explanation. Consider, for instance, those individuals who, regardless of our benevolent or malevolent gestures, consistently respond with negativity. No matter the extent of our kindness, their trust remains elusive, their rejoinder invariably hostile. Conversely, there are those who, irrespective of our conduct, unfailingly extend goodwill. Not every soul will prove universally kind or unkind, yet each holds a singular place within the narrative of our lives. This, indeed, is a fundamental truth of existence. Each individual, much like an actor upon a stage, embodies a specific role. Therefore, we ought not to harbor excessive bitterness or animosity towards others by judging them through the narrow prism of comparison. Let us illuminate this concept with an analogy: the sun and the moon. Our concern here is not with scientific elucidation, but with their symbolic resonance. This metaphor serves as a potent tool for grasping the variegated nature and functions of individuals. Both celestial bodies are renowned for bestowing light upon our earth, yet their dispositions are distinct. The sun, an indomitable force, commences its daily ritual by banishing the morning chill, then illuminates the day with its radiant presence. It is, unequivocally, the wellspring of life. Without its warmth, Earth would be a frozen, desolate sphere. Its luminescence is indispensable for the verdant tapestry of plant life and the ceaseless rhythms of human endeavor. The moon, however, emerges in the sun's wake, valiantly contending with the profundity of nightfall, bestowing upon us its gentle glow. In the cloak of darkness, it assuages the ache of loneliness, offers a beacon of hope, and illuminates a faint path for our navigation. Night is a sanctuary for rest, for tranquility, for introspection, and the moon, in its silent majesty and serene light, accompanies this sacred time. The people who orbit our lives are precisely thus. The very existence of both the bad and the good is absolutely essential. Imagine for a moment a perpetual sun, 24 hours of unbroken daylight, devoid of darkness, of moonlight. That would be unbearable, wouldn't it? For darkness too possesses its own enigmatic beauty, its own profound peace, its own soothing quiet, and its own indispensable rest. Without the night and the moon, we would fail to grasp the profound significance of light. We would remain ignorant of life's delicate balance. If the relentless pressures, clamor, and ceaseless motion of daily life were unending, humanity would be deprived of any moment for repose and solace. Similarly, certain individuals embody this very principle in our lives. When we are prosperous, comfortable, and ascend to a position of advantage, they become our companions, helping us savor our triumphs and joys. They are ever present when our needs arise. These individuals are akin to the sun that greets the dawn and illuminates the day. As we ascend, They remain by our side, ensuring our achievements radiate brightly. These are the very souls who, when our lives are bathed in the effulgence of success, honor, wealth, and joy, amplify our brilliance, prepare the stage for our triumph, and find their own delight in our happiness. When we stand at the zenith of professional success, financial prosperity, or public acclaim, they are our steadfast allies, magnifying our elevated status. Yet, a harsh truth emerges. Most, if not all, of these sun-like companions will vanish into the ether when the very things we mentioned, our wealth, our fame, our power, evaporate. In moments of destitution, should we seek even one among those we once christened our sons, our partners, we may find ourselves utterly alone. They served as our embellishments only when we possessed something. This is a brutal reality, but it is their inherent nature. Their allegiance to us is predicated not on who we are, but on what we possess. They are eager to bask in the sun's brilliance, but are unwilling to traverse the night's shadows. This does not condemn them as malevolent. It is simply their innate characteristic. Conversely, there exist individuals whose whereabouts remained unknown during our zenith. These are the unexpected luminaries in our lives. Suddenly, when we have lost everything, abandoned by others, left to brood in the oppressive darkness, they emerge, the moons, to join us or to conjure light into our despair. They descend with us through every valley of tribulation. These individuals are like the moon, appearing as the sun dips below the horizon. When our own light dims, our resources dwindle, our renown fades, and our influence wanes, they emerge. They are a beacon in the darkness. Perhaps we had previously paid them little heed or dismissed them during our ascendancy. Yet, in our hour of need, they offer their time and energy unhesitatingly, standing firmly by our side. Neither the sun nor the moon has ever, not for a single moment, deviated from its natural course to usurp the role of the other. The sun has never sought to pierce the night, nor has the moon attempted to command the day. Both are aware of their distinct roles, their appointed times, and their inherent functions. Their timely emergence, each in its turn, is indispensable for our existence, and they unfailingly fulfill this cosmic duty. Truly good people, through their benevolent thoughts and deeds, minister to us, assuming the sun's sacred role. These individuals alleviate life's burdens, ignite joy, and instill hope. Then there are others who, despite delivering an initial blow that is deeply upsetting, heartbreaking, and soul-crushing, paradoxically lead us to our own moon. Through them, we uncover what was concealed, reclaim what was lost, and play an irreplaceable role in living authentically with our own truth. These individuals, though their actions may inflict pain, impart profound life lessons. Through their challenging presence, we unearth our own resilience, our inner fortitude, and our capacity to endure what once appeared insurmountable. Therefore, it is the sun's inherent nature to illuminate, and it is the moon's inherent nature to be a light in the abyss. Humanity, too, reflects its intrinsic character upon us. Every person possesses a unique inner disposition and behavioral inclination. Accepting this fundamental truth alleviates countless conflicts and misunderstandings in our relationships. Everyone exists for us precisely when they are beneficial and necessary. When we embrace people's actions as their inherent tendency and assigned role, rather than internalizing them personally, we liberate ourselves from inner turmoil and the corrosive grip of hatred. When we grasp that others' actions reveal their essence, not our own, we steer clear of conflict and frustration. Consider this hypothetical. If an individual consumed by nyctophobia were to implore the sun, "Please do not set. If you depart, darkness will descend," how much success do you imagine they would achieve? None at all, would they? For the sun's setting and the moon's ascent are immutable cycles of nature. No mortal can alter them. This inherent order we must both comprehend and accept. Thus, we ought not to harbor resentment or distress towards others, accusing them of doing this or not doing that. Their nature is simply thus. When their role in our lives concludes, they move on. No matter how fervently we plead, no matter how desperately we strive to impede them, we cannot halt their natural progression. But if we internalize their inherent behavior, we preserve our own peace. Viewed through this lens, no one is inherently bad for us. Each individual represents a pathway to the realization of our authentic selves. Every person we encounter in our lives, whether their influence is benevolent or malevolent, serves a distinct purpose. The behavior individuals exhibit in our lives functions as a mirror, aiding us in understanding our own identity. Sun-like individuals, by magnifying our successes, enable us to perceive our own accomplishments, our intrinsic value, and our inherent worth. Moon-like individuals, by becoming a beacon in our darkness, empower us to discover our own indomitable strength, our inner serenity, and our capacity to endure what once seemed insurmountable. They reveal that our true worth is not tethered to our wealth, our fame, or our authority. Instead, we grasp that our true essence lies in our inner fortitude and our boundless capacity for love and compassion. When we view human behavior through the prism of its innate nature, the act of forgiveness becomes infinitely simpler. We find ourselves with a greater propensity for reconciliation with those who have personally aggrieved us. By reframing others' actions as their inherent tendencies, rather than personal affronts, we banish anger and resentment. This act of forgiveness is not about altering the other person, but about securing our own internal peace. The world is a tapestry woven with duality, light and shadow, day and night, joy and sorrow, triumph and defeat. These very contrasts beautify and balance existence. One cannot exist meaningfully without the other. In like manner, every person who traverses our life's journey possesses their own unique purpose and role. Each individual, whether their contribution is a beneficial experience or a challenging one, bears a distinct lesson. This lesson, by bestowing upon us previously unpossessed understanding, propels us toward a higher iteration of ourselves. To strive to alter the inevitable is an exercise in futility. In times of tribulation, to seek the sun people, the emblems of light and joy, is pointless. Instead, we must seek the moon people, those capable of illuminating the darkness, and most significantly, we must cultivate the ability to discover our own inner luminescence. Life's cycle, much like the alternating embrace of day and night, is an unbroken sequence. To comprehend that when the sun's reign concludes, the moon's dominion begins, and that light persists even in the deepest shadows, forms the very bedrock of inner peace and lasting happiness. Ultimately, by integrating this profound understanding into the fabric of our lives, we can embark upon a more complete, more serene, and more meaningful existence. We gain the wisdom to accept people for their intrinsic nature, to recalibrate our expectations of others to align with reality, and to truly know our own inner strength. This, then, is a balm found solely through the transformative power of understanding. Ultimately, embracing this understanding allows us to live a more complete, peaceful, and meaningful life. We can accept people for who they are, adjust our expectations, and know our inner strength. This is a remedy found only through understanding. As our journey concludes, let us carry forth this profound realization that the tapestry of human connection is woven with both light and shadow, each indispensable. We are not called to condemn the sun for setting, nor the moon for its reserved glow. Rather, we are summoned to embrace the entirety of this grand cosmic dance. In accepting the inherent nature of others, we liberate ourselves from expectation and the burden of grievance. We discover that true solace lies not in the fickle radiance of external approval, but in the unfathomable depths of our own inner being, a light that can shine undimmed even in the deepest night. May your journey through both sunshine and shadow be blessed with profound insight. Human relationships are undeniably complex, and no single perspective can wholly encapsulate their intricate nature. We humbly remind you that this particular insight is merely one of myriad viewpoints through which we might grasp this phenomenon rather than an exclusive and definitive truth.